Hello everybody, this is Dove218 Paranormal Video Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what most people don't understand about networks and what people don't understand about the actual network process that happens when you join a YouTube network. Okay, so let me explain first off my experiences with networks. I looked into joining one network in particular, and they sent me the contract at that time, which was probably about 4 years ago. I had heard some good things about the contract and about how they're going to help my channel grow, and they're going to make everything about my channel even better. They're going to help promote, they're going to do all this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this. And I was excited at first, sorry, that was my computer in the background. But I was excited. I was literally excited that there was going to be this team up, work up with this particular network, and they were going to help me, and they were going to, make my channel better and get my channel out there and actually allow people to get to know who I am as a YouTuber and get to know who I am as a person. So they essentially made an offer, and they said, okay, well, you have a certain amount of time to look over our contract, and then you can decide whether or not you want to join our network. So I said, okay. So the first thing that I did was I started reading the contract. And with me, I'm a big person when it comes down to making sure that I read everything and doing my research and homework on essentially what is going to happen when something gets done or something gets put into a contract. So what I did was I read everything that I could in the contract, and I guess there were some parts of it that I didn't quite understand. There was one part in this particular network's contract that stated that the revenue can be changed at any point in time without notification, and I didn't understand that in the very beginning. Then I did a little bit of research by talking to other YouTubers that had joined this network and found out what exactly that meant. So this is how the majority of networks are set up. They say that you're going to get 60% of your overall revenue. Okay, so your videos that you make on YouTube, all right, they gain you a certain percentage. Okay, so with that being said, you're making, you think, 60% of your revenue, and you may make 60% of your revenue at this particular time. But let's say you go from 1,000 subscribers to suddenly a day or two, maybe a week, a month goes by, and all of a sudden you get 10,000 subscribers. So now you have 10,000 subscribers and you are part of a network. In the majority of networks, they can change the dynamics of your contract with them. So you started at 60%. Which means that you take in 60% of all of whatever your videos earn, and now all of a sudden they have changed it where you are no longer making 60% of your revenue. Because they have changed the dynamics, you now are making 40% of your revenue. And that's what they can do. In the majority of contracts, they do not have to inform you that they're going to change the dynamics of your contract. So again, you are making 60%, you suddenly gain a bunch of followers, a bunch of subs. They can change the contract and say, okay, you know what? You're making a lot of money. We're going to change it. And we're going to take 60% of your revenue, and you're going to get 40%. And they don't have to tell you. They don't have to send you an email. They don't have to phone call you. They don't have to send you a message on Facebook or Twitter letting you know that they're changing the dynamics of the contract that you initially signed at 60%. Because in their contract, it states that they could change the percentage at any point in time and they don't need to inform you of it. Okay? So now you're making 40%. Let's say you get, I don't know, 2-3 months later, you get 300,000 subscribers. Again, this is just an example. Now, all of a sudden, instead of making 40%, you're now making 20%. And they are making 80% of revenue off of you. Now, the one particular network that I tried joining was Freedom. Freedom is notorious for this. And this is why a lot of people have left Freedom and they've had really bad experiences with Freedom because of what Freedom has done. Okay, and I'm not just talking about 1 or 2 people leaving Freedom. I'm talking thousands of users have left Freedom after discovering exactly what was going on. There have been people that have logged into their accounts, looked at their parameters of everything that they're looking at. You know, how many people click on their videos. What is the average duration that somebody's watching a video? And they noticed that in the majority of cases, their dynamics of their contract went from earning 60% to now only earning 20% of all revenue shared. That is why networks, the majority of them, do not work. A lot of them are set up that way, where it's, you know what, initially you'll start off at 60%, but eventually you'll go down to 30%. There are a lot of networks that do 70-30 split, where they say that you're making 70% and they're only making 30%, and then they change it from, let's say, for example, okay, well, we're going to do 50-50 split because you gain a whole bunch of followers and we don't need to tell you about it. So now you're making 50% and they're making 50%, and then all of a sudden they change it to, oh, now, you've gotten a lot of subscribers. We're going to change you making 30% and us making 70%. This is why networks on YouTube are not worth it. They are not worth you losing the revenue that you would be making from all your videos that you are actually doing. You are doing the work. You are putting the videos out there. They are doing absolutely nothing. And another thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand about networks is that you may think that having a network is a good thing in terms of having the network help you with promotion, okay? So you think, oh, it's going to help me with promotion. They're going to post on Facebook, they're going to post on Instagram, they're going to post on Twitter, they're going to, essentially help me with, getting the word out about my videos. In the majority of the network contracts, they are not obligated to help you whatsoever. They are not obligated to help you at all. In the majority of networks, in their contract, it states that they do not need to help you unless the administrators of the network feel that like they should. So let's say you gain 10,000 subs and they want to promote your channel. In many cases, they don't even spend any advertising revenue, okay, to promote you. They simply just post on Facebook or Twitter a video you did, and that's it. So they're not actually paying to send a promotion out for you. They're actually just posting on social media so other people will see that they're posting for you because you got a bunch of subscribers to do it. For the smaller channels, there is absolutely no promotion whatsoever. You do not get promoted. The only time you get promoted is if you get 100 subs, you're considered a low bottom feeder person. Okay, you get 200 subs, you get 400 subs. You're still considered a bottom person, and you're only making them limited revenue. So what they're doing is they're taking that revenue that you're giving them, and then they're giving it essentially for advertisements for the bigger YouTubers, you know. So your 100 subs, your 500 subs, your 1,000 subs, essentially what they are doing is they're taking the money that would normally go in your pocket, and they're using that for slight advertisements. Usually it's, you know, like I said, most of the time it's not actual paid advertisements. Most of the time it's just Twitter or Facebook posts, and it's usually one post, and that you don't see anything from that user for months on end. Essentially what they're doing is they're taking in the money, and they're not doing anything with it. They're not giving back to the user fan base. They're not putting, you know, people on the map and saying, hey, you know, this YouTuber is a great YouTuber, you guys should check it out. No, they're not doing that. They're basically saying, this person uploaded a video, here you go. And they don't even put a description of what your video is. They don't put a, you know, hey, everybody, watch this video because this is a tutorial how to do this, or this is a, you know, a moment in life of, you know, how to do this. And a lot of people don't really understand that the concept of networking is completely useless. So hopefully this particular video helped you out. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was just trying to think of words to describe. But yeah, networking on YouTube, especially with Freedom and some of the other ones, is completely useless. And I hope by giving you this information, you guys can understand that it is essentially useless to join a network. Unless that network guarantees in their contract that they're going to do everything to help you, I would highly not recommend using a network. I would highly recommend just doing your own thing, make, you know, your own money, and not worry about what, you know, the networks are going to promise you, which are, it's essentially dead weight promises. It's essentially promises that will never be kept. So, I'm Doug218, Paranormal Video Gamer. Thank you for watching, and I hope, like I said, this video has helped you out. If it did, please hit the like button, and let me know in the comments what you think. See you later, guys.